slow and steady wins the race? Hello friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new, I am Emily, otherwise known as Shamanism. You can call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner. Very happy to have you. I'm a musician, an author, an entrepreneur, an enthusiast of nature, and many other things, which I'm sure will come to light, and a comedian, when I can be and when I have a voice. Welcome to the channel. Hi, so glad to have you. And to those of you coming back, thank you so much for returning. Hi. Mwah. Slow and steady wins the race. Perhaps you have heard. I think this is from an Aesop's fable. If I can find the book and it is indeed an Aesop's fable, I'll include the book cover here. So that whole thing that you may have heard, slow and steady wins the race, the whole thing about the tortoise and the hare, is something that I wanted to talk about briefly in this video. And here's why. We have perhaps often heard slow and steady wins the race. Or perhaps even in some cultures, what is it that they say? They say slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Now I must say about that, I'm adopting that a little bit. And sometimes that little phrase does help me move along. However, I want to talk about slow and steady wins the race because of this. There's a joke or a tale or something, I'm not intimately familiar with it, that's why I'm not retelling it to y'all, that goes something like this. If you had 3 animals in front of you and you asked those 3 animals to do the same task, do you think that they'd be able to all achieve the task? More specific example, let's say that you gave a dolphin, a bear, and I can't think of a third animal that fits this very well. A dolphin, a bear, and let's just say a bunny. Let's say they're in front of you. And you set them all the same task. The bear, the dolphin, and the bunny are all to climb the tree. Now, if you're like me, you're going, but Emily, the dolphin needs to stay in water to survive and to really do anything, and they can't climb trees. And the bunny, kind of same deal. They can hop pretty tall, but they have nothing to actually like grab and hang on, no opposable thumbs. What are you talking about? That, my dear friends, is exactly the point of this video. While I do feel that there is value at times in saying to oneself or in embracing fully the slow and steady wins the race, there's a time for that. And also understand that you may not be a tortoise. So for you, the pace, and this is something which I can't recall if I've said on the channel. However, one of my dearest mentors, who again, I don't know if I've ever mentioned here, her name is Lynn Covell, and she, when I met her a long time ago, was teaching me at essentially what was a fat camp at the time. This is many, many, many moons ago. However, she taught me one of the most important things of this lesson. And the way she used to put it, I will quote her directly and give her the credit here, is that she used to say very specifically, your pace is the pace. And for the longest time, I had it on a little placard or something I wrote up somewhere, because that is life advice that my darling souls, you'll probably never forget, because it will remind you again and again that it's true. And that's what I wanted to highlight in this video, because a lot of times in life, you may laugh at this at first and then suddenly start to see examples of how this is true out in the world. And I invite you that if you're presented with a situation where you feel like perhaps you are the dolphin being asked to climb a tree, remember that you're a dolphin and that perhaps your path has something more to do with water and oceans and dolphin-like habits. I hope that my point is coming through in this. It's that in life, we are all different. And what way, case in point, I just spoke about it recently, one way, for example, of even dealing with anxiety will work for one person and not for another. Same thing goes for so many things in life. So I invite you to discover, quite honestly, this is big picture, to discover who you are. And more importantly, and sort of jokingly in a way, to discover what kind of animal are you? What is your mode of going about the world? Are you more like the rabbit? Are you more like the dolphin? Are you more like a bear? You know, for example, what I mean is, for me, I've discovered that I'm a creature who runs well in cycles. So the work tends to happen in these rather large pressure-filled cycles, and then there are long lulls of relaxation in between, that void I was talking about, and then push, and then relax. So I invite you that if you're feeling like a square peg in a round hole, or like someone's asking you to climb a tree when you're a dolphin, that perhaps you are indeed another breed of whatever type of human, or not human at this point, really, you are. So if this video has helped you, or you know anyone who this would really help to hear, please do share it with them. Subscribe, as that helps me to get these type of messages out there to those folks who need to hear them. And last but not least, if you, my gorgeous spirit soul, need any kind of support or coaching, especially in the health field, please don't hesitate to contact me and reach out at this email address, where it would be my pleasure to serve you in whatever way I can. Have a beautiful and a blessed rest of your day or night, my darling souls, and I will see you, gorgeous cats, in the next video. Namaste and much love. Stay healthy. Bye. And I forgot my point already, so cut this out. If you're prevented, I was going to call you dogs. Wow, my brain. And I will see you, can you imagine? The bear, the dolphin, and the bunny are all to climb the tree.